Yo, what's up? Yep. Master League is almost open us, and when this video releases, it might be just 1 or 2 hours away. And like maybe if you see this video is actually already running, and yeah, we're gonna talk about the best tag in the game. I do think it's Lightning, even though Lightning Fast is gaining, more love, but one shot killer is still the tag in the game. This one is the best tag in the game. It covers a lot of units, but with the restriction of the protagonist tag, is it still strong? And let's see what units are available to us. Yep. First of all, I apologize because I do not have the strike freedom. So let's just put the, the normal freedom as a placeholder, right? Right. So if we, of course, the face of the tag itself is gonna be the strike freedom Gundam is here, right? Yeah, it's here. Yeah. The strike freedom is a very strong Gundam. In a way, because it's not actually the strongest Gundam in a sense of power, but when you combine that with Lakas and also Kira, it becomes the strongest Gundam, right? One of the strongest. I mean, arguably, we want to know in the current season how you're gonna fare against the new strongest Gundam. We're gonna see how it's gonna turn out between the two. The thing is like this. The Kira, I don't know how the AI gonna work in the game, but Kira has a sway that is like can do it twice. Even though he starts like maybe around 700, not as high as the others, kind of like not like Camille with 900, almost 1,000, and armor is almost 900. The thing about Kira is in PvP setting, in PvE setting, it has the evasion, right? It's a sway which is only cost like a 7, so you can do it like twice in the total game in a match. So that's great, but I'm not sure how the AI gonna work on it. Yeah, so Kira Yamato with Strike Rhythm is still one of the strongest Gundam in the game. Damage wise, still I do think Camille still number one, because it's Camille. Okay, Camille and Zeta, come on. They have such nice synergy, internal synergy. Same with like Kira has a nice internal synergy because that's gonna make a Strike Rhythm gonna can move more freely in the battlefield with the sway. The other contender gonna be the Hainu. We want to see how it's gonna fare up in this current season. So yeah, I'm excited to see the battle between the two, right? The battle between the Dragoon system versus the Fin Funnel system, right? Yeah. So of course, the first guy, almost a must, is actually Kira and Strike Freedom. Then with the second unit, of course, is gonna be Freedom, right? Freedom is a very good unit. In a sense, like it's a very well balanced unit. To be honest, it's not the greatest or something, but it's just very well balanced. And this one is like beam weapon, so it's good. It does support beam weapon. It supports a lot of units because a lot of units actually depend on beam weapon. Like they use beam weapons in the end. So yep, again, of course, the pilot is gonna be Kira Yamato. For the 15%, if you want more stats, you're gonna go with the Asuna. Let's put the Kira here first. I just want to put a placeholder first, so we don't get any confusion. Where is Kira? Oh my god, I didn't put Kira. Where's Kira? I think I missed Kira. Like, who are you? Oh, Mikia. Oh my god, where's Kira? I don't know. Just put anyone here. Sorry, I can't find Kira. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So let's continue, and then the second one is gonna be another Kira. So two Kiras, like, again, still a balanced, very balanced support. I won't say it's great, but it's pretty good. Compared to the Strike Freedom, it's definitely lacking some things, but it does have the AOE. Again, the AOE of this one is actually a pretty dope with defense down 25%. When it got you within range of AOE, it gotta have multiple hits around, so that's the good thing about it. And then yeah, Cycle Custom, a very strong one-hit unit with Ito Surgi. These units, I think last season is gonna it does terrorize the PvP scene because again this ability hits really hard, and it does work in PvP setting because if you have like a lower HP, it can hit harder. So, and with this mobility, it does actually have a slightly slower mobility compared to others. So, this guy's still gonna hit like a truck. Then the other unit we're gonna talk about is, yes, one of the best support in the game. I mean opening support, and that is the Aerial Gundam. Aerial is yeah, I have to say good, pretty great to be honest, and you actually need to use that. Aerial is pretty good. I do think that Aerial is better than Strike Freedom. Sorry, better than Freedom in the terms of support, because Freedom is like a defense down, while Aerial is more like a sorry, Freedom is beam down, beam defense down, and Aerial is more like a defense down. So that helps a lot with it. It is still gonna help. I mean, in the PvP setting, you might actually need one to do only one kind of attack. So you know it's better to be more flexible with kind of debuff you have, right? Then the best SSR unit, and that is, yes, Superior Gundam. I do think in the future we're gonna have the EXSS Gundam. Um, Maybe UR, and with the pilot, I do think we're gonna have that in the future. So currently, for the S Gundam, the SSR is insane. Man. The SSR is great. The ability, it has the increased accuracy, increased attack, and another one is increase another attack by 20%. It's like 30% increase. It has like 13,000 attack, and that is almost like limit breakthrough. It's equal to limit breakthrough of the attacker type. I think it's limit breakthrough. Let me check on that. Okay, let's go take any. Okay, just take any. We're gonna take a Hainu as a comparison with. You see this here? Yeah. Oh my god, it's limited break 3. So it has 13,000 here, and this guy has a 13,000. So it's limit break 3. Yeah, it's equal to a limit break 3 unit, attacker unit. And that's Hainu, man. So wow. And this guy is still strong, one of the strongest SSR unit. It hits like a truck. Maybe it doesn't really have the the special ability, but it got Alice. It got the Alice system, very strong. So the best pilot for him is gonna definitely someone who can increase morale. If you want to go with a bit more support role, you can go with Amuro. Amuro doesn't have the morale increase, but that's okay. Asuna is another one, but Asuna doesn't have the ESFS tag. Of course, the true guy, gonna be Roy Amuro. It's Rei Amuro, the Battle Kills cast Rei Amuro. This guy is very strong, one of the best unit pilot in the game. Seriously, he's very strong. He has a morale and attack increase. So in PvP setting, you can actually put this guy on the Superior Gundam, and it gonna be UR level unit. Alright, this is gonna be great. This guy still strong as F. Right, and then we gonna go again. Of course, our boy Wing Zero is gonna still be here. I do think compared to the other units, Wing Zero is still one of the most how you can say FTP friendly unit in the game. It covers a lot of things, right? Maybe now its attack is not really that high compared with new units, but it still have the twin buster rifle that decrease beam weapon defense, and it has 4, 8, and 5 range. And then it has the buster rifle. Buster rifle is defense down, but only 20%. I do think Aquarius still a better choice in this one, but the twin buster rifle is a good beam support from far. And then of course the rolling buster rifle hits really hard, and it's only have like it's a huge area. I mean, it's a huge area, right? So I do think it's like a wing. And the good thing about Wing Zero is that it actually have the free pilot with 2 support, and that is Quattro Berba winner. So here you see that the Wing Zero is actually still a viable guy in the team, even though in this kind of condition. But I do think this guy is still gonna take a spot. I remember in season 0, Wing Zero is like pretty great actually. Um, with its double beam rifle thing, it's just good. It's just great. So he's still gonna be here. If you lack any of these units, for example, you only have one of these, you can still go with Wing Zero. Okay. The problem is like with this one-shot killer, it's like almost like it actually. I won't say it's a problem. To be honest, it doesn't really rely on Kira Yamato. To be honest, like it doesn't really rely on Kira Yamato. You can actually go with the superior Gundam for this type, and the guy's gonna still hit hard. Okay, then another guy, another contender, and that's gonna be new Gundam. Like the new Gundam, I do think is one of the better SSR in the game. Very high attack, 11,000 if you go SP100, and this guy has this 5,000 power fin funnel. Bro, this guy's just waiting to be awakened. He's just waiting for the perfect pilot that increase critical while also have a very high awaken stat. That is the perfect gun. You and ESFS of course. So currently is still gonna rely on Roy Amuro, but to be honest, yeah, it still need maybe Ray Amuro, but if you have superior, it's better go with superior. Another option is actually play him with a more like support role, so you can actually put Asuna, or you can actually put the other Amure, and I do think the other Amure is pretty good. And then Sirocco is actually okay, Char okay, Badger is also an option, but if you don't want to play as an attacker, this guy can play as support and still gonna hit like a truck. So yeah, that's that. And then for the tank, and wait, don't go to the tank first. We still have another unit, and that is Aerial Rebuild. Aerial Rebuild is not many people actually talk about this unit, but I do think this unit is still very strong actually, and it does go very well. You know, like as attacker support, you can actually play it as an attacker support. You can put Soleta in it, and it's still gonna perform very well. You can see it's like 11,000 attack. Pretty normal. It does looks pretty normal, but the ability, this one is Exution, is decrease the beam weapon taken by 20%. It's okay. A lot of beam gonna be involved in the current PvP. I do think so. It's gonna be another, you know, a bit up on the survivability and stuff. But when you see here, when you go with the gun bit rifle, it does require a higher tension. So when you actually get higher tension, this gonna hit pretty hard, like 5-4, right? But mostly you can actually use the Exution. The Exution increase the critical damage, and that's it depends you want to play critical with it or not. But you have to be careful that this is awakened stats, and there's this one is range. So careful on that. Let's see which one you're gonna play around. If you want this more, you might actually go with some kind of Ko Uraki for the, you know, you lose on the ESFS tag, but it's okay, right? Because the guy has an increased morale and you know, has a very good range attack. So yep, that's it. Aerial also another option. And then here's the thing: the tank is the problem here. If you didn't pull on the Strike Freedom banner, you might actually not have this guy. But currently, the only option, good option tag, you know, defender for this tag is only Red Flame. No, Red Flame, not Red Flame. So Red Flame Osprey again. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty okay as a unit. I want to see it's at a full potential. I do actually use him a lot in the season 0 because it does have that get a buff from Lakas. At that time, the buff from the ship is really important. To be honest, it's insanely important. Where is the guy? Where is he? I want to know. Okay, here he is. So yeah, these guys both HP and defense increase, which is kind of unique because of these two stats. But if you see here, like actually at max upgrade, it doesn't really have that much HP of defense, so it's like a balanced kind of tank. Which, to be honest, for me, it might be actually a little bit detrimental. And the thing is, with the beam rifle is okay, it's attack down, but the range is too small. So if you want to actually use this guy, he's actually more in like a, let's say, just a, just a tank. You don't really prefer him to counter things and stuff. You just want him to face tank things, like to block and stuff. So if we go that way, so he won't be on the front, and you would want to see Yona or maybe Mikazuki for this one. Again, this guy doesn't have Seed Destiny tag, I think. Let me check. Oh, he doesn't have the Seed Destiny tag, so you can actually use who's the guy? The blonde guy from Seed Destiny. I forgot his name, man. Where is he? Should be here. Shin's friend. Oh my god, Ray. Yeah, Ray. You cannot use Ray on him. I mean, you can use Ray, but you cannot get the 2 blocks. So it's most probably gonna need Yona, or maybe Mikazuki, right? So yeah, most probably this guy won't be on the front. Go in the back. Maybe either superior or maybe strike freedom here on the front. This guy's gonna block attacks for him. So what do I think about this tag? I do think this tag is still one of the best. The thing is that this tag has a lot of Gundams in it, a lot of units involved in it, thus making it a very, very huge, huge options to use. And you can see here, like, I only have this is the only limit break increase, and you can see that the CP is only 200,000, and that's pretty great actually. I do think it's still one of the best. It's still the king. The problem is only like now is tank, because usually your tank is Hyperion Gundam, but again that unit falls under the rifle tag, so it gotta have a bit of problem, but it's still gonna be here. Sometimes you don't even play tanks because one-shot killer units usually have a very high mobility. The mobility is insane. You can see like in Wing Zero, and then Alice unit, superior, and Wing Zero here, like insanely high mobility. This is also going to have increased mobility. Remember, this one is like level 90. So the things like one-shot killer usually move faster, like ironically, because it's usually often faster than lightning fast unit, right? It's yeah, kind of ironic. So I do think still strong, still might be the king in the PvP again, especially if you have a Kira Yamato with strike freedom. I'm gonna still be the king of the PvP. But maybe limited only for the tanks. But if you can move first and kill first, who cares about the tank, right? So let me know what you think. Comment below, like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.